Hold up, you're saying someone creamed in this soda? So about that week ago, a brand known as Enya Music Global sent me over this little doohickey right here. As you can see, I was the only one brave enough to try out the anime girl version. This is what the lab boys have been calling a smart guitar. And I really can't lie, it's pretty neat. Now the reason they sent this guitar to my dumbass was so I could make some videos with it. Speaking of, this video is sponsored by Enya Music Global. However, that is not going to skew or bias the results of today's video comparison that we are going to be making. However, I do want to make it clear that if you are interested in buying the Enya Inspire, please use my affiliate link down in the bio. Using that link does indeed help me financially, which is greatly appreciated. Thank you. I mean it. You don't know how thankful I am. But yeah, they sent me this guitar. They wanted me to make some videos. But here's the thing. They also sent everyone else a guitar as well. I am not special at all, my friends. And since a lot of people have been getting sent these guitars for review, there's a lot of videos of these guitars out there. But I've really been racking my brain trying to find like a fun second video that I could make with this guitar. Now I also had bought myself a guitar rather recently as well. This is an Epiphone Les Paul Custom Widow. It was a Guitar Center exclusive. They just released them a couple weeks ago and I was like, you know what? I want one of those. So I went and bought one. And we are some pretty harsh critics of Epiphone around these parts, but I gotta say, they really tickled my particular pickle with this one. And then it hit me. Why don't I make a video comparing a traditional electric guitar like a Les Paul to one of these brand new futuristic smart guitars? I don't think I've seen anyone else do that. Have I actually looked? Not really, but I ain't seen anyone else doing this. So today we are going to compare the brand new Enya Inspire to the also brand new Epiphone Les Paul Custom Widow. I'm sure this comment section is going to be glorious. Now you can't really get any more traditional than a Les Paul. And the fun thing about Gibson and Epiphone is they are quite afraid of changing literally anything on the design of this guitar. Now the Les Paul Custom Widows are a bit of a newer thing, so it may have some modern pretty colors, but the Les Paul Custom was designed in the late 50s, and they really haven't changed that much about it. However, the Enya Inspire is a futuristic take on a modern day super strat. So yeah, I'm gonna make these guitars slap pissers and we're gonna see who comes out on top. This is gonna be a stinky one, my friends. What up, Thog? Den here. Now let's compare the specs of these guitars first. Starting off with the Les Paul Custom Widow. This guitar is made out of a mahogany body and a mahogany neck. The body and neck are shaped separately and then glued together. This guitar also comes with a pretty nice example of a AAA flame maple veneer on top of it. And then on top of that mahogany neck, we have an ebony fretboard. However, the body, neck, and fretboard of the Enya Inspire is all one piece, and it is made out of a carbon fiber composite. Yeah, the headstock, the nut, the neck, the fretboard, and the body, it's all one piece. It's pretty quirky. Now the Epiphone Les Paul Widow is of course in the shape of a Les Paul, a classic traditional design. However, the Inspire is Enya's take on a modern day super strat. It kind of looks like a super strat and a PRS Custom 24 spanked the monkey and this is what came out, you know what I'm saying? The Enya Inspire comes with a 6 inline headstock, and the Les Paul Custom Widow comes with the Epiphone Kalamazoo headstock, which has 3 tuners on each side. The Epiphone Widow has a gloss finish, which looks very nice until you touch it. This thing will absolutely deep throat some fingerprints, I tell ya. And the gloss finish on the neck can get a little sticky at times. However, the Enya Inspire has a nice satin finish throughout the entirety of the guitar, and the neck feels very smooth and not sticky at all. However, with satin finishes, the more you play them and the more you touch a certain area, the glossier it's gonna get. It's almost like your hands buff it as time goes on. Now the Enya Inspire has a 24 fret neck and it is a 25.5-inch scale length. The Enya Inspire also comes with a 0 fret in front of the nut. However, the Epiphone Widow only has 22 frets and is only a 24.75-inch scale length. So this Les Paul is gonna be the short king in today's comparison. The Epiphone Widow comes with what they are calling a modern medium C neck shape. Some of you may be saying, I've never heard of that before. Let me help you guys out a little bit. It is essentially exactly the same as the 60s Slim Taper. It just has a different name now, I guess. However, the Enya Inspire comes with an asymmetrical neck shape. So it is a little bit thicker on the bass side and a little bit thinner on the treble side. A lot of brands have tried asymmetrical neck shapes before, but a lot of them make them too fat on the bass string side. However, this is a very comfortable neck shape. Now the Enya Inspire comes with a 2-piece tremolo bridge. That means you can put a whammy bar in this thing and get real wumpy with it. I could give you a little example right here. However, the Epiphone Widow comes with a fixed tunematic style bridge. Since it's a fixed bridge, it's not going to go anywhere, so you can't get all wumpy with it. But in theory, the tuning stability on this guitar is going to be a lot more solid because you don't have the chance to literally move the bridge around. However, you can get a little wumpy with Les Pauls every now and then. You just have to be brave enough to bend the neck. Now, the Les Paul Widow comes with two full-sized humbucker pickups. However, the Enya Inspire comes with an HSS configuration. That means it comes with a full-sized humbucker in the bridge, and then it has two single coils in the middle and in the bridge position. The pickups on the Epiphone Widow are using Alnico magnets. However, the Enya Inspire uses all ceramic magnet pickups. Now here is where the Enya Inspire gets its smart guitar name. When it comes to the electronics, the Enya Inspire comes with what they are calling the Enya ES1 Pro system with the proprietary S1 DSP chip. It also has an onboard 15-watt vibration isolated speaker. Now I know most of my viewers come from America, and reading is not our strong suit. So what do all those big complicated words mean? It essentially means that this guitar comes with an onboard amp. It's got about 4 presets set in there. You can download the Enya Music app and get access to even more. Yet you don't actually have to plug this guitar into an amp for it to sound like an electric guitar. As for the electronics on the Epiphone Widow, it has 2 volume pots and 2 tone pots. That is it. Now the Enya Inspire comes with a typical jack to plug it into an amp. It comes with a 3.5mm headphone jack, and it's also got a USB Type-C port in there to charge it, and it also has recording capabilities through the Type-C port. You see, with these new futuristic smart guitars, you'll get to say something that you will never be able to say with one of these old traditional electric guitars. Oh wait, hang on guys. I gotta go charge my guitar. Yeah, the Epiphone Widow just has a regular old jack. Yeah, I think I did everything. For those of you that are appalled by this comparison, I just want to say, give it a chance. Being stuck in your ways gets kind of boring. Okay, no? I'm not saying that this guitar is going to be objectively better than this guitar. I own like 40 Les Pauls, okay? I clearly like these more. But I've been very impressed with this guitar and all of its futuristic quirks. So yeah, I guess it's finally time to see if this anime girl future machine can compete with the crusty old fuck that's been running the game since the late 50s. Well, wasn't that certainly one of the most comparisons of all time? I always like hearing what you guys have to say, but definitely leave a comment in this video because I am extra curious as to what you guys have to say for this comparison. Me personally, I don't really have an answer for the tone comparison quite yet. I'll hear the comparisons myself when I'm editing this video. I will say, after playing these guitars back to back, I really started to feel how clunky a full thickness Les Paul custom can be. I really only play Les Pauls, so I've never really noticed that clunkiness until I started going back and forth with a guitar that has a very ergonomic modern day design. While I think the carbon fiber composite is very cool and can be pretty dang resonant, as you can tell by the sustain test, there is still a few little kinks they gotta work out with that. Sometimes it resonates forever, sometimes it doesn't really resonate that much at all. However, the big ol' honker Les Paul definitely didn't have any problems with sustain. And yeah, I thought this would be a fun comparison because both of these guitars were released very recently, and they're like on the opposite ends of like what people are looking for in a guitar. Yeah, this has modern day pretty colors and has a nice flame top and all that stuff, but besides that, it's the tried and true Les Paul formula. However, while this is the classic HSS style design, that's like the most traditional thing about this guitar. There's no wood on this guitar at all, and this thing is all wood. Just like me in the morning when I wake up next to your mom. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting comparison that I surprisingly haven't seen many other people make. But I think that is going to wrap up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. Once again, definitely go down there and leave a comment. I am dying to know what you guys think about this video. Share the video around, lampoon the shit out of that like button. And if you regularly watch this channel and you haven't already subscribed, then you're not gonna get a traditional Les Paul, and you're not gonna get a ultra modern smart guitar either. You're gonna get a kick in the nuts is what you're gonna get. Real quick, I wanna give a big shout out and a thank you to Cosmic Steez, A Horse Running, Solar Flare, Suno Vermo, Rob Heath, Bad Joke Guitars, Brandon's Ballast on Corner, Bandage Knives, Jan Chocolate, Leagues Beneath, Frizz Flips, and Scott Toman. These little Heathas are my current channel members, and their support really does mean a lot. If you wanna join them, get a shout out in my longer videos, get access to the members only videos, and just help support this channel in a bigger way, then you can go down there, click the join button. Tiers start as low as 3 schleemies. There's also the super thanks button down there if you just wanna give me some money, but I'm done being a tool. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys next time.